Gemini, welcome to your psychic, or it's kind of like an oracle. It's more or less fairy blessings. So welcome to everybody who has joined. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm just setting the timer. So let me go ahead and shuffle. Oh, if you would like to sign up for getting a 3 free minute call or chat session with me, the link is down in the description box below. Also, I have a Romance Angels Oracle card reading for the month already posted. That link is down in the description box below as well. The collective full moon reading down in the description box below. Same with the full moon reading in Pisces. That is also collective. I separated Virgo from it. Virgo got their own. So if you know any Virgos, let me or let them know. Let them know. I have the links for that down in the description box below as well. And I did a Mercury retrograde best practices video down in the description box below. Yes, I created all this content for y'all. And just so you guys get a preview for the decks that I will be using for personal reads from now to November, I would say after the Day of the Dead. And I will be using these decks for content, specially geared content in October. I'm going to be tight-lipped about what I'm going to do, just because business reasons. But hold on, if I can get this right. Oh, look at that. I got the Nightmare Before Christmas tarot deck, and excuse my nails. I got to get them. I do my own nails, so I got to redo them. And I have the Disney Villains tarot deck. So look at that. Oh, yeah. I'm so excited to be doing readings with these. But if you would like a personal reading with me on Keen, you can also hook up with me on there. You can get a chat, voice call, and email reading with me. And I could probably also do a pay to view and just create a video and then send the video link to you using these decks or whichever deck you request or decide on. But I did want to go ahead and point that out to you guys. So let's go ahead and get into your fairy blessings. Gemini, I know that was a little bit of a spiel, but I mean, come on, I did all the work. You guys should at least know about it. So let's go ahead and get into your fairy blessings for September 2022. Show me, please. Beautiful Steely Court beings. What are the messages you have for Gemini? What are the blessings? Let me see. Yeah, these are reversed. We're not going to take them. Remember, this deck only uses uprights. It doesn't take reversals because these are blessings. They're blessings you can use in your present moment. And the present moment doesn't just mean this moment. It basically means for the whole month, where if you feel stuck or you feel blocked, you can either use these blessings to help alleviate some of that pressure or to kind of just bypass. So depending on how the retrograde goes though. So that's why I say watch the Mercury retrograde best practices as well as that full moon astrology tarot reading. Excuse me, that I have posted because it's really going to go in depth about how we can use these better. Still in reverse. Okay. Show me a direct blessing for Gemini, please. My beautiful Sealy Court beings. What is a direct blessing that Gemini can use right now in their 3D reality? Oh, hello. Okay. All right. Okay. How about this? How about this? Instead of asking what, who in the Fae Blessing deck wants to work with Gemini? Because I'm asking, and usually the cards are popping out by now, and they're very quiet, which tells me you guys got some stuff to work on. Hold on. Oh, okay. Every time it takes forever to shuffle this deck, I get this card. Every time. Not that I'm annoyed, but I'm just like, really? Like every time we're doubting the Fae, this card comes out. So interesting blessing. You actually have a blessing of the elf locks. Now, this is about styling your hair actually on an everyday basis, doing something like giving it like a fairy style, and it usually has to do with braids. Now, how is exactly that a blessing? Well, because the Fae are very connected to hairstyles, elaborates. You know, every time I look at a Fae or fairy blessing, like they either have very long hair or it's straight and styled. Like in Curse, they would do little braids and updos. This one has fishtail braids. I love this. This is elf though. So this is elven. And this is also connecting with the elves. The elves are tall beings. Sometimes they're taller than most fae, but they're almost as tall as uh not giants. They're almost as tall as humans. Like maybe see, I'm 5'4", so anybody who's over 5'4" is gonna be tall to me. I'm relatively short. Put me in heels, and then I'm about average height. So so for anybody who is like 6'1", that's tall to me. That's like elven tall to me. Because that's how I would think elves are. They're tall like that. Or like you know how models are, like sometimes the model height is 5'5", and then you put them in heels, so they're like 5'11", 5'10". Tall. Again, tall, long, lean. But it's about not just connecting with braids, but also connecting with the elves too, because the elves are, and this hairstyle in particular, this one is a light updo. It's kind of really about having fun, you know, but this is about having fun and appreciating your hair and having it enhance your physical look. It doesn't exactly give you a glamour, because fairies also glamour themselves in terms of their appearance and their reality, and also the veil. But this is taking that process a little bit, but being more practical. And sometimes, like, if you don't know how to style your hair, one of my favorite YouTube channels I used to watch a long time ago when I had long hair like this was, I think it's Sivu Play Hair. She did like Game of Thrones hairstyles, and she would do the tutorial, and it would be like 15 or 30 minutes. She did an Aowen one, and every time I did my hair in those styles, I would get such compliments on how, I looked, and also how they made me feel, because realistically I felt like an ethereal, like fairy princess when I would do those hairstyles. Or like Daenerys Targaryen, because she had a couple of Daenerys ones. And I just loved it. Personally, I loved it. I did it for me. I didn't do it for anybody else. But it was nice to see that my hard work with my hair would be appreciated. But sometimes those styles, like, they take a good while to do. Like, they are hard work. So I would say, if you are going to try and do it quickly to before you go to work, you're going to have to get up early, or do it on a Saturday, you know? When you go to a party or something, or on a date. It's something, because it's about standing out, the elven locks. It is that. Also, fun note, your hair might be a little bit more tangled when you wake up in the morning, like in the back by your neck. And I'm just saying that, or you've been experiencing that, that's a sign from them, because I notice whenever I work with this card, I get tangles in a certain spot that I normally don't get tangles at. So and usually I'm not talking like, oh, little baby tangles that you can brush out with your hair. I'm talking like big, massive ones that you were like, how the heck did that happen? And you got to use detangler. And yeah, like, that's just the fae. That's how they are sometimes. They're trying to get your attention. So, also, this is kind of about reflecting, the elves are about nature. They connect deeply with Mother Earth and nature. They bring this beautiful, I always say, this quiet stillness in nature. It's almost very reflective, but they're so graceful too. And if you think about it, Gemini, there's this grace that I think you've been developing within this last year in your physical presence that I don't think you've ever had before. And now it's starting to shine through. And working with the blessing of the elven locks is going to bring that to the forefront in your physical appearance this month. So that's that. And then also we have the blessing of belief. Now, this card is interesting to me because this card comes out for people who, they want to dip their toe in mysticism, but they don't believe it. It's like the same people who say, oh, astrology isn't real, but then they'll put like their astrology sign on dating forums. If you don't think it's real, then why are you doing it? Obviously, you do believe in it. You just don't have the heart to go in and actually let yourself believe it. That's the true difference. And so, with those people, that do that, versus I think you have the heart, you want to, but society is always telling you, why should you believe in that? It's almost like you get shamed. Let me tell you something, Gemini, when people shame others, it just shows the guilt that they have for themselves on what they didn't do and what they can't accomplish. That's all shame is. Okay? Like, real talk. That's all it is. It's not important. If it were truly important, they would have made time to do whatever it is they wanted to do, but they didn't. right? Or in some cases, sometimes people aren't allowed to do what they want. They're held back by others on purpose, whether it's malignant intentions or malicious intentions or malicious acts of being. Those people are the ones that I'm talking to, that they don't deserve to be shamed. But the people who go around shaming other people, like, like Cersei from Game of Thrones, the Septa, shame, shame. I mean, that was the religion that she chose. And look at what it brought her. It brought her pain, destruction, humiliation, ruin, for her as a human being. And I mean, it was supposed to humble her, but I feel in terms of that scene, if you know what I'm talking about with Game of Thrones, it almost like diminished any belief she had in herself at that moment. But then she gets back to the castle and Cersei has this renewed revenge. She has a more fierce belief in revenge than she does in doing the right thing. And that is, I think, what makes, even though I don't like Cersei as a character, that is what makes her tragic. And that is what makes people like that tragic, because they let guilt and shame affect their beliefs so much that it's almost like they're cornered every time they try to make a decision or they try to grow and move forward. And the truth is what I know about working with the Fae and, you know, having plants is they can only grow when they have, it's not just about the proper soil, but in the proper environment, but when they have room to grow. When they are beginning to overgrow their pot, it's time to get a bigger pot or plant them in the ground. Like, there's one of two options: or you overwater it and it dies. Let's be honest, that's how nature works. So I'm telling you this so you can understand the practicality of belief. Anyone who doesn't believe, that's on their consciousness. But when you believe and it affects how you believe, like truly from your heart space, it's almost like they're trying to stifle it. That's a problem. And the Fae are coming in to give you a blessing of, no matter what's going on at this point in time, no matter who's telling you you're wrong, you're right in your belief. You're right in terms of how you're going about it, in terms of how you're choosing to put your energy into it. So keep doing that. And in fact, if you're skeptical, guess what? The Fae are really going to be prominent now, because they're really going to help you to start to shift your reality by showing you belief. Some people say seeing is believing, but realistically, when it comes to readings, and I've seen this with my own clients, that they try me out and then they're like, oh my God, you really are accurate. You really are legit. It's like, yeah, I know that about myself. I know this talent. I've developed this talent for 18 years with cards solely, before I was just a channeler in my own life, when I was, like in middle school, all the way to college. So yes, I know I'm accurate because I saw it in my everyday life. I don't have to believe in myself because I already know. I know when clients get readings with me, it's definitely blind faith. And either they resonate with my vibe or they don't. And if they do, excellent. That means I am the reader for them. I am the person who is going to help them on their journey, because this is a journey we all share. If it doesn't, I'm not as much hurt as I think they are. I notice the ones that don't believe in terms of positivity and moving forward, and they want to stay stuck in these really shitty cycles, like that is on them. And there's nothing I can do for them, unfortunately. I think that's the hardest part of being a reader, whether it's tarot, oracle, astrology, runes, is I have this beautiful gift that can help people, but they have to want to help themselves, and they have to want to believe and listen to their what is in their hearts that they truly believe. And when they don't, it's kind of sad, because they leave upset, they leave angry, they'll leave me little crummy reviews. But the truth is, it just shows how much negativity has soured them. And it's really sad, Gemini. Like, it's so sad, because it's like, wow, now I just feel pity for you. Like, I can't even be mad at you because you don't know any better. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, wow, like I can't even be mad that, you ruined my review, because I don't got time to worry about that. What I worry about is that there are more people out there like that, that have no belief, or that stifle their beliefs to fit society. Truly, truly. That's what concerns me as a reader, because that's why things are so jacked up the way they are right now. If we were in a time where honesty and appreciation and love and all of that were way more accepted and honored like they used to be, I think what I do for a living, Gemini, would be widely more accepted, and it wouldn't be treated as some, you know, parlor trick. Oh, it if it's one thing that bothers me is when there are other readers that treat this like a parlor trick and let themselves get bullied around. Just because you believe in something does not allow somebody to bully you or, say that, you don't have this. Okay, so your talent isn't at their level. Cool. Accept it and move on. Your talent is your talent. Your belief is your belief, and it's only meant for you, Gemini. Okay, so whatever the naysayers say, bye. Bye, Felicia. That's what I say to the naysayers. Bye. Don't have time for you. Great. Good to know we're not a match. Sayonara. And most of those people kind of get very surprised when I act that way. But the truth is I'm not going to waste my time on people who don't want to open up in terms of transformation, transition. I've got too much to worry about to think about that, to be stopped realistically. That's why I say I can't waste my time with that because I'm too busy growing, changing, doing this, that, talking to this person, helping them, giving them this insight, even in my own personal life. Like, even though I do this, like, it seems like I do this for 15 to 30 minutes and then I do all these readings and then I talk to these clients. Believe it or not, even in my own life, people who hate what I do for a living in my personal life will still come to me with spiritual questions and answers all the time. Like all the time. I never get to really turn it off. And even when I go to sleep, I still have I'm still doing spiritual work with either other spirits, deities in other realms. I never get to turn it off. But I kind of love that. And so that's where it's like, I think Gemini, you're dipping your toes into what happens when you truly believe and believe from the heart, because that's where your beliefs come from. That is the most important place where you are honest with yourself. So if you need to get in touch with that, get in touch in here with your heart space. Ask yourself, what is it you truly believe in here? From the heart, nowhere else. Okay. And nobody else. Other than that, I love y'all so very much. I will talk to you later. I will see you again. And like I said, if you want to check out those readings down in the description box, if you want a free 3-minute reading with me, down in the description box below. Anyway, I'll see you soon. Bye, guys.